Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you to this bright and sunny day, at least here in Ohio. We're really happy to see the sun. I think that helps everybody. And getting out and being in nature, which is probably one of the most important things we can do right now for our well-being, because of all the energy and spirit connection that we feel and get from being in the trees is just essential. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day for doing that. I'm coming to you from a Zoom room rather than live streaming. I still can't work it out, and I need a few other things, I guess, for it to work right. So today's session, today is Sunday, March 23rd, I think. It's kind of hard to keep track of time these days, isn't it? And I wanted to focus today on some of the frustration, agitation that we might be feeling by being kind of stuck at home. Not just stuck at home, of course, there's all kinds of aspects and energies that are coming in, thoughts and realities that are hitting us that are contributing to the stress levels that we're dealing with right now. So before I do that, I want to say that I know in Ohio, the numbers are increasing, and so this is becoming more real. I know that there are still people who are acting as if it's not and being very social, and I know that people are being upset and agitated by other people's lack of social consciousness, I think is maybe one of the phrases we could use for this right now. And so I'm going to integrate that in a little bit, but I want to start with a sweep, just a general sweep of, what we're carrying inside right now. One of the things that I'm well aware of for myself, so I'm sure it's true for just about everybody, just about all the time, is that we are carrying a kind of unseen, unrecognized level of stress and strain. And that pops up and affects us in sometimes surprising ways. So let's start with just, like I said, a little sweeping here. So even though I am, feeling this stress from this COVID life, I choose to trust that I'm safer than I feel, that my family is safer than I fear, and that we are going to make this through in ways that almost everybody is going to be okay. No matter how challenging it is now, almost everybody is going to be okay. So this tension that I'm feeling in my body, this tension that I'm feeling in my body, this tension, I might notice it in my breathing, this shallow breathing, and this tightness in my chest. This tightness in my chest that is making my breathing shallow, even if I don't recognize that. The tightness in my back is also making my breathing more shallow. Taking the opportunity now to take some really nice deep breaths. Let's do some nice deep water breaths as we're tapping on the sides of our ribs. So a water breath or a waterfall breath is a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose. And drop it out through your mouth with some sound, because sound really helps. That vibration in the head really helps a lot. So, woo, letting it all go, okay? Tapping on the sides of your wrists, letting this tension go. I'm okay. In the moment, I'm completely safe. I'm totally safe here. It's a beautiful day. I can let go of more and more stress, more and more worry, Even though I have these fears about being safe, these fears about being safe, letting go of these fears of being safe, letting go of these fears. Fear does not help me. It's the mind killer. Fear limits my ability to respond. It blocks my ability to be in the moment. So I choose to release fear, doing everything I can in this moment, being completely open and willing to releasing fear, all fear that I'm carrying in this moment, on the sides of your ribs, trusting that I'm safe. I'm safe, my family's safe. There is far more safety in this world, anywhere right now, than there is danger. There is more safety in this world than there is danger. I choose to focus on the safe. I choose to focus on love. I choose to focus on peace. I choose to focus on resilience, on courage, building up our courage to trust that we have everything that we need within ourselves and within our communities to move through this experience in transformative ways. Choosing to trust that we have everything within ourselves, within our families, within our communities. That spirit is aligned with us for us to transform through this wild and unprecedented experience. Okay. All right. So another nice couple of deep water breaths. I like shaking my head and shoulders. It loosens things up. Another nice deep breath. Okay, just letting it go, feeling all the ways that you feel safer, that you feel looser, more comfortable. There's more space inside and around your jaws, your neck, the back of your head, your chest. You might be able to notice that you can breathe more deeply just as a result of doing that little bit of tapping. Okay. So now let's focus a little more specifically on frustration. We are all experiencing, actually there's been a dump, that's the way I'm thinking of it, of, a boatload, or you might think of other words for that, of stress that's on top of the stress that we've already been experiencing. And one of the biggest things we'll notice, most immediate things we're going to notice from that, is an increase in frustration, an increase in short-temperedness, an increase in impatience. And for those of you who are living with other people, with family, with friends, whoever, it's going to come up in your day-to-day interactions with each other. Those of us who live alone aren't experiencing that same kind of dynamic. We might be experiencing more frustration. In fact, if I think about myself, there's more impatience. I'm also more aware of choosing to slow down in moments. As soon as I notice that impatience, I'm like, oh, right. And I just slow down, and whatever it is I'm doing, I try and do more slowly. Okay. One of the other things that has occurred to me is that people who are more extroverted are going to be more challenged in different ways than people who are more introverted. As an introvert, spending time by myself it's easy for me to engage in really wonderful and meaningful activities. People who are extroverted get their energy by being with other people. So I think there's going to be a different kind and more frustration and more tendency to want to be out among other people. And so curbing that desire to be out with others and to be in denial and think, oh, everything's fine. And we're thinking everything's fine because we need to get our extrovert fix. I just want to bring more consciousness to that for you. So we're going to do some quick tapping about this frustration. Okay, so we're going to go back here to the sore spots. My favorite place to go rather than the side of the hand, because there's warmth here. You know, you've heard me talk about this. We put our hands here, we're containing anxiety, we're containing fear, where our nervous system is being calmed just by the presence of our hands here. And then whether we're tapping like this or whether we're rubbing on these sore spots or neural lymphatics, that's really adding, as well as this is a point on the kidney meridians that helps balance all the meridians. So even though I have all this extra stress in my life from all the aspects of COVID life, I choose to trust that I'm much safer than I feel. And I choose to trust in my ability to release the effects of this stress and live in a calmer, centered, and more grounded place. Even though I'm feeling extra stress from the COVID life, and it's affecting my patience, my ability to stay calm. It's increasing my frustration with others, my impatience, my irritation with others. I choose to trust that I can let this go now. Okay, top of your heads for going. Up here, let's stop for a moment, take a nice deep breath as we make an intention to open ourselves up. We actually do energetically, emotionally, from our heart, open ourselves up to spirit, trying to feel ourselves connected to spirit, however that happens for us, and asking very directly to please help me now, help all my loved ones, my neighbors, my friends, my community, help everyone in the world as we navigate this COVID life. Good. Eyebrows. All this extra stress, all this load, this dump truck, this shitload of stress. Sorry, I'm going to say it. I keep wanting to say it. That's been added to us. It's unprecedented. It's new. We're needing to make changes quickly and become more flexible and more adaptable. And so it's challenging our relationship with change. So it's a great time to choose a friendly relationship with change. On the sides, I choose to be friendly and relaxed with change. I choose to be friendly and okay and relaxed with change. Top of your head, releasing the charge in my nervous system, right? My limbic system, releasing the fight or flight charge. Releasing fight or flight energy so that my nervous system can start functioning again from my heart and from the calm, centered place of mindfulness and presence. Okay? Releasing that charge, releasing the fight or flight. It's not doing anything to help us now. Helping a nervous system calm down. Feeling that quieting of the nervous system. Feeling it all throughout the whole of my body. Feeling my nervous system calm and quiet throughout the whole of my body. Even down into the tips of my toes. Yeah, feeling myself calming, feeling myself quieting. You guys can notice it in the change in my voice. My voice is quieter. My words are a little slower, right? My breathing is a little deeper. Okay. And you will be mirroring, in addition to the effects of the tapping, you're going to be mirroring the changes that you see in me as I become more and more centered and grounded and coming from my heart, like opening everything so that my heart can radiate out love and healing energy trust, courage to you. Okay. So releasing all the different ways that this frustration is affecting me, all the different ways that this added stress has been affecting me. I let it go now. When I think of my loved ones, I pause and remember what I love about these people in my life. I can do this whenever I feel that impatience come up. I can pause, take a deep breath, or whatever breath, and choose love. I choose love. I choose love. Easier said than done, but doable. I choose to remember my love for these people in my life, for everything that they've brought into my life, from how my life is so interwoven and intertwined with not just them, their physical bodies and our space, but we're entwined with our hearts. We're entwined with our minds, and our energies, our fields are entwined. We are entwined spiritually. Those people who are most important in our lives, we have these higher dimensional relationships with each other. And in these moments when we remember to pause, we can quickly and easily tune in to that higher dimensional reality and feel that in our hearts. And if we've been short-tempered and didn't catch ourselves, we can always come back and apologize, can forgive ourselves. So we forgive ourselves, always forgive ourselves. And as we forgive ourselves, our energy shifts, and we take that shifted energy to those we love, and we apologize. The simplicity of, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Can go very far in helping us smooth out the difficulties and the challenges in our relationships right now. Remembering that mantra, we can do it for the whole world. It's a really powerful mantra, and the power of it just sort of kind of caught my awareness, as you can tell. All right. So at the highest level, we are connected in love for reasons that are beyond our understanding, but matter and are really, really important. And we are here with each other in part to grow our spirits, right? To grow our spiritual wings, our maturity, to grow closer to God, closer to the all, closer to oneness. And we practice that through the challenges that we have with each other, in part, right? So I choose to see these challenges that I have with the people in my life as opportunities to grow. I let myself know, remember, connect with, align with the ways, the difficulties I'm having now reflect the difficulties that I had as a child. Right? Lots of issues from childhood are going to be coming up now. Lots and lots of issues from childhood are going to be coming up now. And the more we recognize that and work to release the charge of that, and tapping is the best thing that you can do on your own. The more you do that, the more it will help you smooth the bump in your own personal relationships. And as challenging as a time as this might be, it's a perfect time to smooth the bump. So I'm smoothing the bump in my personal relationships with the people I love the most. Right? I'm smoothing those bumps. Smoothing the bumps in my relationship with myself, in my relationship with all the people in my life. I'm going to smooth the bump with everybody I'm frustrated with who's not bringing more social consciousness and consideration and is contributing to the spread of this. I'm smoothing the bump with anybody that I feel angry and irritated with for ineptitude, for over control. And I'm doing it for my own well-being and for those I love, because the more I let go of any frustration or anger, even if it doesn't have to do with my loved ones, it is affecting them. And so I let go. I do not want to carry anger and frustration and impatience and intolerance inside of me. I want to grow love. I mean, I want to grow love. That may not be what you want to do, but I want to grow love. I want to show up with love in this world. And I know to do that, I need to let go of every bit of frustration every time I recognize it. Every bit of fear, every bit of frustration. Letting go, fear, frustration, impatience, anger, intolerance, aversion, right? Letting it all go. Letting it all go and continuing to let it go. I commit to myself to increase my conscious awareness of the times when I'm feeling any of those things, so that I increase my capacity to change and to heal and to grow. And I increase the speed with which I make these transformational changes. And then, when this last couple passes, I want to focus on the fear and worry that some people have about the other people in their lives who aren't doing the tapping, who aren't more self-aware, who aren't recognizing that their emotional reactivity is their unhealed past and are acting it out, or might act it out, or might increase how much they're acting it out around you. This isn't going to apply to everybody, but maybe it will apply to everybody, and everybody who's living with somebody else, maybe everybody, at least in the moment. You know, someone's expressing frustration with me. I can choose peace. I can choose to stay centered and grounded, and I can choose love. And in most situations, I can do that. And that will be enough. But in some situations, people's frustration, irritation, and anger level reaches more intensity. And the more grounded and centered we are, the more we can stay in love, the more we can kind of create an energy field that is a protective energy field. And I think if we fill that field with light and with love, then that field is more protective, right? can imagine like an eggshell kind of skin at the end of it. And then we can make better choices. We can choose not to engage, right? We can choose peace, knowing that as we choose peace, we choose joy, that others will be affected or positively infected with our peace and our joy. So no matter what our level of concern is about frustration and the effects of added stress on all of us, we can choose peace. We can choose love. We can choose courage and strength, understanding and compassion. And all of this, every bit of tapping you do, every bit of meditation, every bit of deep breathing, every bit of forgiveness, every bit of mindfulness is going to grow your resilience. And the more resilience we have inside, the more resilience you have inside. Let's say this together. So I choose to grow my own resilience. With conscious attention and effort throughout these days. So that resilience gives me the strength to move through this portal of COVID life into a transformational change that is filled with possibility and potential for a creative, new, more collaborative, more loving, more connected, healthy, emotionally healthy, vibrant, joyful way of being in the world. So take a couple of nice deep breaths. And again. Okay, so until Wednesday morning, I wish you peace and resilience and beautiful growth and more love than you were experiencing yesterday. Remember that I'm doing a group starting Tuesdays at 4. You can find out more online about the Zoom group that I'm going to be doing that'll be more interactive. And so people can share more about what their own concerns are. And we will be tapping through most of that group. So even if somebody's talking about something that is challenging to you or not your issue, you can still be tapping and you will receive benefit from it. All right? So I wish you a beautiful, safe, healthy, loving day.